All right, it's everyone's favorite. It's piecewise functions. So we are graphing two lines in the same graph, but it's not a system because we are going to restrict their domains. One line is going to start kind of going left to right, and then at some point another line is going to take over, so you're going to have two lines. This is where that domain restriction is going to happen at x equals 1. So as we move from left to right, when we hit x equals 1, which, by the way, is a vertical line, at x equals, maybe I'll just kind of draw it in here. It's a pencil line, just kind of lightly dashed. So as we move left to right, when we hit this x equals 1, one line is going to switch to the other. So I think it's important to recognize that we're actually kind of graphing two different lines. This is f of x equals either 2x plus 1 or minus 2x plus 3. So I'm going to start by kind of thinking about the first line as being y equals 2x plus 1. So I'm going to graph this kind of like I would normally graph it. It's in slope-intercept form. Hopefully you can clearly tell that your y-intercept is 1 and your slope is 2. And even though it's called slope-intercept form, I actually think it's easier to identify the y-intercept first because that's going to be kind of your starting point. So we're going to go to y on the 1 on the y-axis. I'm going to mark that point. I'm going to do it in pencil because I'm only actually going to use half of this line. And then I'll darken the one I want to use with the Sharpie afterwards. So my y-intercept is 1, my slope is 2. So I'm going to go up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1, right? 2 right 1. And then I'm going to reverse that process down 2 left 1, down 2 left 1, down 2 left 1. So they're kind of light, but I got a bunch of these pencil marks here that are representing my graph. And the reason that I want to do light is because at x equals 1, I only want half of this. In this case, for this line, I want the left half. I want everything that is smaller than 1 on the x-axis. So that is on this side. So I'm going to darken the dots here, 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 here. When I get to the dot that's actually on the x-axis, this may feel a little bit weird right now, but I'm going to leave it as an open circle. And that is because it does not include 1. I'll erase it in a moment after I let the Sharpie dry. But then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect the dots on this side. I do not need the complete line. I do not need anything over here because the line is not going to exist except for on the left side of 1. So let's see if I can erase that. Yeah, I got a nice little open circle there. That's good. All right, now the next line that I want to graph is basically this guy. So I can think of it really as y equals negative 2x plus 3. And it's in slope-intercept form as well, so my y-intercept is 3. My slope is negative 2. So with pencil, I'll go ahead and graph that because I'm not going to want the full line, but it's easier to think about it in terms of the full line. My y-intercept is 3, so 1, 2, 3. I'm right up here. And then my slope is negative 2, so down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1. And if I was going to go the other direction, it would be up 2 and left, up 2 and left 1. But I don't need the full line. Again, I only want to go now this time on the right side of 1. So from where I'm splitting at x equals 1, I'm only going to go this direction. So I only want the dots over here. And this time my dot at x equals 1 gets to be a closed circle because I'm including x equals 1. So it's going to look like this. I can go ahead and connect those dots. And my function's kind of looking like that. So I have two lines, but I don't use the complete version of either. This line here, 2xy equals 2x plus 1, it's the blue, and it only goes here to that location. At that domain switch at x equals 1, the orange line, negative 2x plus 3, takes over, and that's what my function's going to look like. Okay, hope this is helpful. Message me anytime with questions.